I'm gonna show you the local database. We are in chapter 4. We're gonna kind of make the simple exercises while whatever we are doing here, whatever discussion we have, we'll keep recording all this. All right. So we are on chapter module right now. Okay, I'm gonna show you the local database. Right. Siebel is installed in Siebel 6 and 7.5, or basically before 7.5. Siebel used to be installed in separate directory. So this one is Siebel 6. This is also Siebel 6. This is Siebel 7. They used to be installed in a separate directory. 7.7 onwards, it has been installed in program file somewhere here. It's not installed here, so you won't see it, but somewhere here you will see like other programs. You must be knowing that all the programs that you have installed will be shown in the program files, right? Similarly, so we are working on Siebel 6 client, so we'll go here. This is the what we call it as a root directory. So this is the root directory. Siebel CA client is a root directory. This is where we say, okay, my client is installed. Okay, if it is an installed client. If it is a web client, obviously there is nothing installed. Okay, the database, see this sample and this local. Local database is somewhere here. If a person has local database, if the sales rep has a local database, it will be here. It will be like a file. I'll show you in the case of sample first, then you will know what it means. See, this is the sample database. Right now you're getting data. When you collect so all the data that you see here, it is stored in a database, right? We agree, right? See, all right. So this data is stored in a database, right? I'm not saying every database is like a file, but sample database is a file. Okay, this is the file. If I delete this file from here, then this data will not be able, Siebel will not be able to connect. Siebel will not be able to work at all. So in case of Siebel 6 or 7 or 7.7 or 7.8, sample database is like a file. It is a file, like not like a file, it is a file. This is what that file is. Okay, and it is similarly for local, it will be a file here. I think the name would be SCH local or something, SPH underscore local.dbf, but it will be a DBF file. That is a database file. This is DBF stands for database file. So it will be a database file type. So that is where the local is. Okay. Because there is no local. So when we have
sample we have selected, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Let me show you one error message. When we try to connect to Siebel, and if we say local, then you will see what will happen. Okay, collect. Okay, the local Siebel database was not found. Would you like to connect to the see? So it will try to connect to the server basically. In that case, so it will not try to connect to sample. So that's why we choose sample, and then we can. So you saw the prompt, right? Okay, you understood the prompt. Okay, let me log in. All right, logical architecture. There is nothing to be, there is no, this is basically Siebel server fundamentals. If you do understand this, that's very good. If you don't understand, but you must have understood the meaning of enterprise servers, gateway server. What is gateway server? As you said, is the load balancer, right? Similarly, there is really nothing, no exercise here. You cannot do much here. When you go to the client side, you can see, if they have all these things or not, the various clients or not. Standard mode or high interactivity mode, you already know that, right? Right, there is no exercise here. I wanted to show you this thing plus CFG SRF. Let's come to that point quickly. I know that is a very important exercise. Chapter 5. I mean, it does not, it has some basic exercise. There is no exercise here. You cannot see it. If you go to the project, then only you can see it. These clients, they may not be using all these clients, so there is no exercise here. They must be having this client, web client. They might be having dedicated web clients also. Okay. Okay. Let's try to work on the CFG and SRF. Okay. We'll try to understand, how CFG and SRF are in the database. All right. Let's say you compile a new SRF. you know that in bin there is a CFG file, right? In Siebel 7.5 that bin, the CFG file is in ENU folder. You know that, right? Bin ENU folder, bin ENU folder. But in Siebel 6 there is a CFG file, right? Which is format.cfg in this case, which has a path of srf, right? You know that this connection is mentioned here. CFG file points to srf, srf points to the, has the application details, templates, etc. Okay, and it does not show us one more detail, which is icon. Okay, icon or this thing, I basically mean all these things. This thing, all these things are icon. This or the one on the on this one, this is an icon. If you right click, you will see that it is pointing, right? Please do it with me. You know, while opening format.cfg for the first time, it might prompt you in which program you should open it. Just open it in Notepad. That's what everybody does. Just do the same way. Do not open with Word or WinWord or MS Word or any Word or any other editing tool. Please open it only in Notepad. And also, you know, click on the always use the selected program. Always use the selected program check mark. Yeah. Then next time it won't ask you now. Okay. I moved the Siebel.srf from the location, from Siebel objects, from objects to C colon. This is where Siebel.srf now is. And now I'm going to show you what will happen if you try to log on. Could not open repository file. That means it could not find the repository file. It says the file does not, either file does not exist or may be used by another process. And we know that this is the option. So the file does not exist. Alright. So it is at some other place. So we need to crack the path. So I'm gonna go, this is the exercise. I'm gonna go to the srf file, sorry, a CFG file, and change the path. Okay. Okay. I'm changing the path. C colon srf. Now this client root directory thing will be ignored by the system. That's how it works. We don't need to understand that. Why? Okay. It's working. That means the system found the srf file. The engine found the srf file. So let me come back here. So this is the exercise. You want to do this exercise now? The second part of this exercise, I'm just going to record what you did just now. So, okay. I'm going to move, the second part of the exercise is bring the SRF back to its position and readjust the CFG file. So what I'm doing is I'm coming to C colon. This is the SRF file. I'm cutting it from here, bringing it to, bringing it to objects, putting it back there. Okay, first I have to close it. I'm going to go to C colon, cut it, go to objects, paste it. Alright, now I'm going to go to bin, format.cfg. I'm going to remove this. Alright, now I'm going to run it again to make sure that it is run. Now the third exercise. So it is running well. So now we'll do the third exercise. If you notice in the help, if you go to about srf, you see the name of the srf file. It is speaking Siebel.srf. So the exercise is that you go to your objects, objects folder, and here you make a copy you make a copy the SRF file and name it new cbl.srf. That's what you do. New cbl.srf, that is the new SRF file. Then you make sure that this SRF file is picked when you start the application. Right now, when you will start the application, this cbl.srf will be picked, right? We have to make sure that new cbl.srf is picked. When you will be working in a cbl implementation, you'll be having multiple SRFs. You can keep all of them here, and then you need to pick the one that you
So we'll change that as old 1, 2, 3 like that.
Exactly.
Whatever we need, that should be as per that above.
Exactly. So I'm just calling it new, and this is the one you need to pick. So to complete this exercise, we know that in our architecture, SRF is pointed to by CFG. So we have to change it in the CFG file. Is it right? So we go to the client bin pharma.cfg. By the way, we are going to pharma.cfg because that is the one which is mentioned in the icon. That is the reason, right? Okay, perfect.
One thing still I have doubt.
Yep.
Instead of making this as new,
we are changing the name of the SRF file here. I'm gonna save it, and now new one will be picked. I close it.
Now it will work. Yeah, it will work definitely. Otherwise, it will not work if we say if you don't change what there are. We also used to do this exercise sometimes.
Okay, new cbl.srf has been picked. All right. Now, sometimes what happens is you have 2-3 SRFs, and you want to open them simultaneously to compare them, right? So we'll open. So this is the 4th exercise. Let me write it here.
इसमें मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा, इसमें जो ये आपने सिविल इंजन लिखा है ना, नोट टू सिविल इंजन, इसमें पाथ भी अगर दे दो तो याद रहेगा भी कहाँ मिलेगी.
Perfect. It is in root directory, which is usually ऐसे कर दें. Root directory भी ना
तो लिख सकते हैं C, फिर objects में जाके फिर CRF मिलेगी. Because that instead of writing all these things, अगर हम वो पाथ ही
पूरे लिख दें.
Okay, जैसे ठीक है.
Okay. क्योंकि ऐसा ना वहाँ पे CBL 6 नहीं होगा. तो all right, it will not be CBL 6 there, so be careful, but this is the path that we followed as of now. Okay, so the way to find the right path is you go to your icon and see where the CFG file is.
Yeah, by seeing the property.
And then in CFG you will see the client root dir, from where you can add objects. This is the right method. ठीक है, right method भी लिख दिया, shortcut भी लिख दिया.
Okay. But as you have mentioned that it is for specifically CBL 6 or something like that. Suppose if CBL 7 is there, then there is no question of all these things. How then all these things will be carried out there?
Just give me 1 second. Okay. Very good question. So in the nowadays, it's in CBL 7. This CFG, SRF, everything is on the server side, on the web client. So you may not need it, but still, while testing, you might, they will basically install CBL on your desktop, and you can test locally also. So in that point, again, this exercise, this 4th number exercise, will become
similar.
Yes, applicable. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's do this. So we'll open the two separate applications, which will be one will be pointing to new CBL, the other one will be pointing to CBL. So the one that we already have, this pharma.cfg, it is pointing to new CBL. So we can keep it like this, okay? Or maybe we can not keep it like this, because this is our original one. Let's save it. So this is pointing to CBL.cfg, CBL.srf. That's fine.
But one thing, sir. But at the moment.
Very good, because there is a space for only one SRF file name in CFG file. We have to make 2 CFG files, and we have to make 2 icons. So this is the way I will do. I'll copy this pharma, and then I will paste it here, and I will name it new without any blanks or anything. This is my way. I'll open it, I'll make it, I'll point it to new CBL.srf. Okay,
that is CFG, sir. We have to change for CFG.
I changed the, oh yeah, I'm gonna change the, yeah. So in the, yeah, new, I made a new, I copied the pharma file, made a new CFG. In that new one, I'm putting this thing. Okay, so this is pointing correctly, but icon is pointing to the other CFG,
file, yeah.
to other CFG file. So I'm gonna make another icon. Just give me 1 second. All right.
We should have simultaneously.
So I'm gonna make just 1 minute. I'm gonna make a copy of this icon. So I think that's what I did. This is a copy, right? Okay, and I'm gonna change the properties to point to the new pharma. This is pointing to the new pharma. So I click OK. So if I click this icon, it will open the other SRF, new SRF. This will open the old SRF. So let's do that.
But in this, there is no changes.
Oh yeah, there is no, very good. That's a very good note. Yes. So this is new CBOLD SRF. If you go to this one, this is old CBOLD SRF. So both have been opened. This application has been achieved. This exercise has been done. All right. This completes the exercises for 4 and 5. So I will let you guys do the exercise.